Hi and good evening, it's Dean from maverickstar Observatory. Guys, yesterday I was accused of a cheap hack. Problem is with the person that accused me of that is they did not listen thoroughly enough, because I said prospectively, depending on whether you're looking on the northern hemisphere downwards at the jet streams, they're moving in one direction, and if you go over to the southern hemisphere looking downwards, they're moving in the opposite direction. Now, it's not a cheap hack, but I asked people to help me get my head around this. Yeah, I mean, we're not experts, none of us are, in astrodynamics. There are things going on in our universe we can't even fathom. And I've got another one for the guy who called me a cheap hack. I'll deliver it later, just bear with me. But before I do, I want to say a big thanks just to a few people that are, backing me up, stepping up to the line and helping me support this observatory, because we've got something rare here. We're the only honest and truthful observatory monitoring the magnetic pole migration, and it is in migration, there's no doubt about it. Your mainstream organisations will agree with me. We are in a magnetic pole reversal, and therefore things are going to be changing. When did things really start to change? Around 30 years ago. Okay, but before we get into it, let's just give these people, a big thank you. First of all our patrons, all our superstars that have got magnetometers around the world: Arizona, Canada, Hong Kong, East Coast of Australia, West Coast of Australia, and we've got the operation centre here in the UK with the Trimag and the magnetosphere sensor. But let's thank also a few people that donated a couple of bucks on PayPal: Christian, William, David, Edwin, Jennifer, Frank, special thanks, and also special thanks to Richard. Guys, I'm trying to do my best there to support this observatory myself, because I hate the flack I get off people like what happened yesterday. Don't listen to what we're talking about, but make a comment anyhow. We're always going to get armchair wrestlers. No matter what we say, we're always going to get them, because we're dealing with the general public here, and we've got 30,000+ subscribers, so we're always going to get those. The main point is that 30 years ago something changed, and if you look at all what you're hearing from other YouTubers that are monitoring things, whether it be food, climate, etc., but they're always going to go back to the fact that these organisations are saying this is a 30-year new thing. This hasn't happened in 30 years, but it hasn't happened in 780,000 years. What's taking place right now, and we're on it. We're not talking about Blue Star, Katrina, the return of the Nephilim, and the Anunnaki and Planet Nibiru and all these other ideas that are out there. We're not talking about flat Earth and things like that. We're concentrating on one subject really here, and that is the geomagnetics, which are taking place and have accelerated in the last 30 years. So it should be no surprise that when you hear in mainstream media this is a 30-year record broken, well, it shouldn't come as a surprise really, because in the last 30 years there was a noticeable uptick in the acceleration of the migration of the magnetic North Pole. And people say to me, well, what about the South Pole, Gene? Well, the South Pole has already left the Antarctic Peninsula. The South Magnetic Pole is right now in the Antarctic Ocean. It's not on the peninsula. So not only is the magnetic North Pole migrating, the South Pole is migrating. If you look at the magnetic charts, you'll see that the two are almost bananaing towards each other. So as I was describing yesterday in the video, if we look over the northern hemisphere and look at the rotation of the jet stream, we can see it moves anti-clockwise. If we go under the southern hemisphere and look at the Antarctic peninsula and then concentrate on the jet streams, we can see they move clockwise. And my argument is this: how come just a change in perspective can something reverse? And I questioned this. I did say it was yeah, we understand it's a matter of perspective because we've got a different viewpoint, but my point is this: is it something else? Because how can something, when you look at it one direction, be rotating in one way, and then when you change the perspective, be rotating in the next? Some people think, well, this must be simple explanation, Gene. It's your perspective. I think there's a little bit more going on there, because it's not just the planet. If we look at the planet and its orbit around the sun and all the other planets around the sun, if we go to the higher realms of the ecliptic and look down on the orbiting planets, they will be moving in one direction. And if we go below the ecliptic and look up at the planets, they'll be moving in a different direction. My question is, which direction are we really going in? Is direction and perspective a fault of the hologram in which we're living in? And I'm going to put my hands up here now. Yeah, you know, quantum physics is wild. Yeah, you put a cat in a box, close the box, the cat disappears. That's quantum physics. That's what happens in quantum physics. You know, as soon as you close the box, the cat no longer exists. When you open the box, it's back there again. That's what people are being taught in colleges, as well as other things. When you observe molecules going through diffraction gratings, you know, they're behaving differently. When they're not observed, they're behaving differently again. There's something else going on in our world, and I'm just pushing it out there, you know, experimentally, going beyond experimental, if you like, you know, and just saying to you guys, here's a door, I'll open it, have a look. You know, we can argue a lot of things. I don't know, off the top of my head. Okay, 365 days in the year. Yeah, would we agree on that? Most people would say yes, that's the figure for the amount of days in the year. Okay, so most people would also agree there's 52 weeks in the year. I think you would agree with me. Well, what I want you to do right now is times 52 by 7. And the reason why I want you to do that is because in 1 week there is 7 days, and if there is understandably 52 weeks in the year, there should be an equal amount of days in each week. You know what the figure you're going to get back? 364. So what does that mean? We meet a Monday or a Wednesday or a Saturday? You know, there's some major misfunctions in not just our calendars, but in the way we interpret our world in which we live. And I've got to say this, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet, you're fortunate to have such an out-of-the-box thinker, you know, tell you these things. I haven't just told you these things, I've also given you an opportunity to cast your thoughts on this universe. You know, I've built the technology, it's there for you to use, it's entirely up to you. You know, you want to leave a legacy that lasts longer than the sun. You know, I made it possible. You know, I built the equipment for us to do that. You know, I've got some more technology on the back burner. I just need to get to a certain level in order to do it. And I will be honest. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think I'm ever going to get there. I think a lot of my ideas are going to the grave with me. It'd be a shame because I had a lot of input into this world. I just didn't have the opportunity, and you know, when we talk about opportunities, we talk about the funding, and simply, you know, I am too consumed in doing what we do right now at this observatory, and even trying to go beyond that, because what I've done today is took an exam, I passed it really well. I was surprised. I got 96% of the exam result, so I done, I thought I'd done well. I missed 4% off being perfect. Who cares? It was good enough for me. It got me a pass result. I've got another exam soon, and all this is about is being able to find some extra funding. I don't care about working hard. I'm not a work shy person. I'll work hard if it requires, and is necessary. I'll do it. And I'll do this after I come home from work. It's just the way it's going to have to be. I just wish things were different. I'm sure some of the things we talk about on this channel you find intriguing, and I'd love to go more in depth with these things that we discuss. But I hope that one thing that I do is that opens your mind to external possibilities. We haven't wrapped everything up, and we don't understand everything, and we could be living in, like a lot of scientists are saying right now, an imaginary world or a hologram. These are the things that are coming out from some professors, believe it or not. And if they're coming out with that, then it doesn't hurt to delve into this little theory of theirs, just like quantum physics. And quantum physics just is, what I like about quantum physics is abstract art. It can be anything, and the possibilities can be anything. When we discovered that just through observation particles or electrons were behaving differently, it just blew my mind. And then when I was studying back in 2000 at the university, when I discovered that somebody of intellect said that if we close the box on a cat, the cat disappears. It's only when we reopen the cat box that it appears again. But you know what? It makes me laugh, because if you close the box on the cat and it's still meowing, it's in there. How can it disappear just because you can't see it? Maybe these scientists would have us believe it's moved into a paradox where you can hear it but you can't see it, and because you can't see it, it's not there. And on that note, guys, I'm going to leave it here. There's a link down there if you want to help support what we do at the Observatory, and we're doing our best here to support ourselves as well. We're working round the clock. It'd be great if a few more people would step up on the line. It really would. And guys, I'm not trying to fool anybody. It's honesty, hands open. What I get is what I deliver, whatever the case is. I'm not going to make a mountain out of a molehill for you, just to keep the rhythm going. Okay, having said that, link down there in the description. You want to help support us and want to become one of our patrons. And also, the most important thing is, I suppose, take care of your loved ones, and as always, bye for now.